you Activating warp jump. Destination. It's a quantum party. Ignites the stars. Into the nebula. Cosmic shifts. Woo! Right in the core.
Juga ya, soalnya mereka juara di Brasil juga kan. Jadi kita agak kagok aja sih pas ketemu tim Brasil.
A Dominator, eles são um time bom e a gente espera ter um confronto excelente contra ele.
We are hungry and we are ready. No room for error.
Sekarang atau enggak sama sekali.
This is Honor of Kings KWC 2025. I'm your host, Isaac Peña. With me today, Holler, Kintofu. Lads, day 3, how are we feeling?
I'm feeling great. I'm excited about today, but at the same time, I'm kind of like weathered in the sense that like, you know that some teams are going home, so you might be a little sad.
I mean, that's part of the competition as well. We're looking for the best, so the rest have to go home if you're not good enough. But our first series of the day is going to be a big one here. It's a rematch from PKL Grand Finals. In the look for the best, some of them need to go home and some of them are going to stay with us. Only the strong will survive, and those who are not there yet are going to have to go home, take notes, and give it 12 more months until they can come back next year.
of months going to be a long way for them if they actually want to really take a piece of that trophy.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. But, I mean, we saw these teams literally grow from last year.
Yes.
Over 1 year, the parity of the different teams has actually gotten quite equal. We're at a level where everybody's competitive.
And I'm so happy with that because it shows you that the teams are really looking forward to growth. They want to do their best. And of course, everyone wants to reach a higher level. And I mean, KWC, there is no higher level than this at this point. Coming here live in person, feeling the pressure, and to get to prove that you are one of the strongest teams in the world, that is a privilege to have.
Top-level competition and top-level performances from the teams yesterday. Like yesterday, we had amazing games. We started with ATG against ACT, and that was a way closer call than what I thought it was going to be.
Yeah, I mean, all of the games have been, to a certain degree, very competitive. Yes, the scoreline is like 2-0, but the games, if you're actually watching, it's just like a minor mistake, and then everything kind of crumbles.
It's really neck and neck, right? It's really just this thin line of success. And sometimes, you know, just one minor mistake will cause your downfall. And I think this is something that all the teams now at KWC have come to realize. And today, even bigger as well.
Today we have high stakes, right? Like we can not make mistakes. To have like, okay, a little mistake, doesn't matter what's going to happen. I move to the upper bracket and move to the lower bracket, no biggies. But this
your ticket home. Which one will it be between these two? I mean, it's really hard to choose from because both of these teams, I think they've struggled on that first day.
I mean, but the craziest part, and in setting this one up with Boom and Blacklist, one of those teams actually gets to sign off on the other team going home.
Oh my gosh, I don't want to see that today. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to have about 6 to 8 hours of full-on HOK action. It is going to be fully packed. The format of the tournament has made this such an interesting experience. It's been insane just to be able to see how we went from the 4 groups into what we can see today, upper brackets, lower brackets. Some of them are going to move to the Group Kings. Some of them are going to move to the last chance. Some of them are going to say goodbye.
Yes. Yeah, and look, to be one of those teams that say goodbye at this stage is got to be heartbreaking. I mean, the other teams are going to be playing for a whole nother week. There are plenty of games ahead of you, as you're seeing on this schedule right now. But man, to go home after what, day 3? That would be insane.
Exactly. So if there's any day you want to put your best performance, today is one of those days because every result matters at this point forward.
Can imagine just coming all the way from home to Saudi Arabia, coming here for 3 days and then having to go back with still 2 weeks left of the tournament, just to go back home and just keep watching everything on live, I'm sorry, man. That wouldn't be a good deal for me.
I would be so furious, but at the same time,
Devastated.
it will build a fire in your belly, right?
course.
Like, I want this again. And some of these teams, they've experienced this before, so they definitely want to put a big performance. But of course, there's things you say, and then there's things that you do. So we want to look for the actions coming out from these teams.
Yeah, and look, I mean, these teams have all leveled up. I think that it's a great honor to have been here to begin with, but getting to this level, and unfortunately losing that first match has got to be heartbreaking, but this is it. Your backs are on the wall. How do you respond?
We're going to have to check on that. Today, we're going to have amazing games that they're going to be with us all the way from 12 here in Riyadh, all the way until 8 o'clock in the evening. We're going to have a packed environment for everyone ready here. Let's analyze a little bit of the brackets. Group A, we've got Pulse Gaming against Gen.G. And then on the other side, we're going to have our first game for today, Blacklist International against Boom Esports.
This is a very important match for both sides, right? Because number one, you get to be the potential winner of that upper bracket finals. The other one, you save yourself, you build yourself a lifeline, another shot at reaching the number one spot.
They're going to fight it against Alpha Gaming. On the other side, ACT Esports Club against Nongshim Red Force.
You know, every time you say OG Esports, I feel like there's like a dagger piercing my heart, right? I think I feel
have it in you on the day, and that's it. And you need to come with a game every single day, top level every day, man. Today, we're going to have 4 different games. As we just mentioned, all the times are right over there. The table is set. We have top level competition for day.
Yeah, I'm excited about all of them. I think all of these matchups, there's a lot of, you know, dare I say, a lot at stake. I mean, some of the teams are going home. 2 are going to be going home today. If we're looking at the first matchup and the 4th matchup of the day. And that's pretty much going to set the tone for the rest of the day. Just how impressive will, you know, all these teams really step up on.
Exactly. And with the mix of regions now, we finally get to see different regions battle against each other. Number ones of their respective regions, 2, 3, whatever position you are in. Yeah. This is the time to prove yourself. Because to me, the numbers don't matter. The results do. You want to win and take that step forward.
I'm telling you, Alec, we're going to move forward into our first game of today. Blacklist Esports against Boom Esports. It's going to be the KPL final, the PKL final all over again. That Philippines Kings League final, and it's going to be again coming in. The players already set. What do you think is going through their minds?
I think at this point, it really is about, can we keep together as a team? Where is our synergy that was missing yesterday?
Yeah.
We've heard them cheer just now, right? Both teams very loud, very prepared to take this match to the next level today.
I mean, Joshi was talking about in the intro about momentum, right? I mean, they lost a lot of momentum against Boom Esports in that grand finals in the PKL. This is something that they really need to look out for. Just stabilize the team and just go as steady as they go, because they are a very strong team when they're playing well together.
They're strong when they're playing well together, but they need to be able just to have that synergy.
True.
Like, the coordination needs to be there. If the coordination is not there, I don't think that they can make it against their opponents today.
Yeah, here's the thing. You can have a good time with almost anyone. It's about the bad times, right? When you're behind, how does your team help you? How do they come together and, you know, talk to each other? Boys, we got this, and we should be able to move forward. It doesn't matter whatever mistakes you have made earlier. We can fix this and we can win the game.
I mean, that's the thought process. Obviously, you want to be very positive about these things, but the teams know each other. They know the weaknesses, right? There have been some transitions. There has been some, you know, takeover, right? I mean, they've played each other so many times in the PKL. They have this familiarity with one another, and it's a very interesting matchup, at least to start this day.
Boom Esports coming in, they know that they have a gigantic mountain already had the grand final of the something bigger than just a trophy. It's going to be a fight for survival. What can we talk about from that final that we just had?
Look, Blacklist International, they were up 3-1. They had a potential to shut it down, but Boom Esports were like, no, not just yet. We're going to continue to actually make it. They put us back on the Blacklist. It was very personal, and they knew that this is the team that they wanted to beat.
Exactly, and you know, one of the things that we talk about in this series about the momentum, it also comes from your proficiency in the heat. Right, and I think they disallow their opponent
kind of navigate one another because, again, they understand how each other moves.
Exactly, and at this point, I'm very curious because, okay, as the pace picked up, one of the signature things you will do as a pay is you will go to the clash lane, right, the top side of the map, and try to force some advantages there. I'm curious to see if Boom Esports, they're going to match that and say, hey, let me defend my clash laner, or are you going to counter invade into the other side of the jungle?
Yeah, I mean, look, you got to stop Justy from getting going as soon as possible. They're going to start to get a little bit onto damage onto Justy. He has to actually back away. That's not a great start for him.
Just being pushed back, immediately jumped into the brush just to go back home with half of his health bar.
It's kind of like an introduction, right? So now Justy, he knows that, hey, there is a fighting force that comes with the lineup of Boom Esports. He needs to play more carefully this time.
I mean, it kind of felt like, you know, when the fighters are right about to fight and they shake hands, and then right as they shook hands, someone punched Justy in the face? Like, immediately, right?
Just catching you out of your composure.
Yeah, and all hell breaks loose, right, at that point. But for now, right, we're keeping it calm. We want to play slow. No mistakes must be made today.
Yeah, but I think it's on Blacklist to be using that tempo, that pay advantage to kind of force the issue as much as possible because, you know, he does kind of fall off and then later on when Tatsuri gets those items, he's just going to blow him up.
Can Boom Esports really just push the game that much? Just to kind of like just push the game, just to go into the, after the 10 minutes mark, the 12, 13, 14 minutes mark, Boom Esports is going to depend completely on these first engages. Look at that.
Yeah, I like this aggression coming in from Golden Kite here. Everyone making trades, right? And the best part is the roams are the one taking majority of the damage.
Very smart there by Golden Kite, even eating the Flaming Palm, jumping in front, saving Chaz from a potential even more damage on him. Golden Kite has that health bar, and again, health is super important as a resource.
Yes, exactly. It's a skill matchup, right? If Golden Kite gets his second skill, when he throws that frag grenade, it actually allows him to do more damage against Toshi. So Toshi needs to watch his positioning.
Look at the rotation is coming down. It's going to be 3v3.
Oh, he runs right into Dragon. He's taking so much damage, and Tatsuri will get first blood.
A big start for the side of Boom Esports. This is exactly what Boom fans want.
You saw that they came in, they knew that the rotation was there, they knew that they had a little bit of an advantage, and they snatched that first kill.
This is not something that we want to see on the side of Blacklist because it is a very greedy pick, right? Tatsuri, if you give him a lead, Dragon has no game to play at all.
Yeah. I mean, but look, I think it's just more about utility for him, just keeping him alive. I think even the farm will be funneled into Justy. He just needs to get out of the way. He needs to stay alive and cycle those skills.
Oh, for sure. And also, I think we need to keep our eyes on the Chammy 1 as well as Miggy because the two of them will be the game changers in fights. They will start to flank. But straight away at the top, there is a potential play that Dragon is trying to open up.
Very close in the goal. There's no one that is actually building a gap nor anything right now. But you can see the Blacklist taking the resources that spawn only once, again and again and again.
Yes, and at this point, I think Dragon, look, even though he's trailing by a little bit, he's a Lady Chen. Lady Chen is a hero that doesn't need much.
Oh, they're going to go for the ambush, the unending sorrow, mitigating most of this. Carl finds him out and goes, hey, what are you doing to my brother?
Pushing him out.
Just imagine, Impressive comes in and then it's all that allows him to go back alive because it was 4 people from Blacklist just waiting for him in the brush.
I think they can't really find an opening onto Toshi, so maybe Blacklist should try and put more efforts on that clash lane instead. Maybe allow Chammy 1 a little bit more
I agree.
advantage.
Yeah, they might want to do something because right now we're in a complete stalemate. Nothing has happened right now. There is no gap, and that is bad news for Justy.
Yep, he has absolutely no control of the jungle, right? At this point, Justy, hang on.
Yeah, look, they get the pullback. They're going to get a little serious. Here comes Carl. He goes for the Conductor of Souls. A little bit off on that one. Didn't really get too much value, but he will stick around. And, of course, he will continue to contest the farm with Justy there.
They're just walking around and throwing hands. They see each other, and then they just
That's why it's so important, because now if you take a look at the rotations coming in, now Blacklist, they will be able to try and keep an eye out on this. Chaz doing a very good job. That's your job as a roam, right? You want to make sure you give information to the team.
they want to rush the Tyrant. They're going to be able, it's going to be a free Tyrant list.
Nope, just kind of giving that one up. I mean, Carl was the bomb, but he really contest. But now they find Golden Kite down, nice two-man stun, and they've got even more. A double going the way of Carl, and Boom Esports looking to invade, taking out Dragon and Jamie. Going for the last hurrah. Versus 5 triple, make it a quadra.
Kill! Look at that! Amazing! And it's going to be an ace, and Boom Esports right now take the conductor seat.
Yeah. This is why you don't get aggressive, right? Look at Tatsui, he's level 8 now. The killing potential from this mid laner is so big. Locks on you, he will shoot it. You cannot escape.
For Blacklist. Holler, right now, Blacklist right now already down, and they're supposed to have the
Wake up moments, right? They're like, oh crap, we're down. 5-minute mark, we haven't gotten a single kill.
Good, man.
And I mean, Jussie has not been able to kind of be that invasive pace. The fight has been going to him, and now this Blacklist still on the defensive, and they find Chammy 1. Here comes a winning strategy and snipes him out.
Yeah, there's nothing you can do. They have to back off. And game, that's what you want. You get so many kills.
They know that they have control of the game, and right now they're just stepping on the gas, and they're not to lift up their foot.
I mean, very smart. Constantly need to put that pressure on, and that pressure is in the top. They want to at least go for one. Will be a shutdown.
That's very important. The fact that the shutdown went into the hands of Golden Kite means he recovers more. Golden EXP. So this is
robust. It's not too much of an issue. Boom Esports probably not going to be able to find a kill, and Blacklist International rightly retreat.
It is 7 minutes. Voters is not allowing them. What do they need to change? In order.
Okay, Dragon as Lady Chen, you're actually able to check the pressures with your skills as well. And, you know, allow Chaz not to take that big of a risk, because actually can't get out of sticky situations.
Look at how much pressure they're putting in the bottom lane. This is going to be free for Boom. They take the bottom T2. Blacklist International understand that, hey, the fights right now are not going to be worth taking. We need to get Golden Kite online.
Yes, and Blacklist, every fight they avoid is a good situation. So Blacklist, I think, just need to be patient. Look for an opening here.
They do not have the items yet. That is the issue right now. They were supposed to have an item advantage, and they do not have it. And right now, Boom Esports composition is starting to get online.
And they don't have a tank, so just see they have to back off.
Yeah, Chaz going in, being a little cheeky. Chammy, one, is a little on the low end. He does need to be careful, but Boom Esports, look at this lead. This is the perfect way you play in a game that you have an advantage. You're in the enemy jungle, making it very uncomfortable for them to even leave out.
Exactly, and take a look at Tatsuri's damage, 22,000 at the 8-minute mark.
They find him. Oh, they find impressive. The Unending Sorrow, though, but not enough. I mean, it's going to mostly shake that one off. They want to go even more. They're going to look to turn this. The Conductor of Souls onto 3, but it looks like Carl went in too deep. Joshi gets the shutdown, turns it around. Dragon is down for the count, and now they're looking to run, staying alive as they go. The Infinite Fastness, Tatsuri's going to be killed. They find impressive. He gets picked off by Golden Kite nonetheless.
It's a 3-1 trade for Blacklist. This is good news for them because this might be the opportunity that they were looking for.
Yeah, they're coming back. Golden Kite, he gets a couple of important kills. The most important thing is he did not take a fall level 11. He has to be careful around Miggy, though.
Yeah, I mean, it's all about Golden Kite at this point. I mean, he's going to get gone on. He does dodge most of that with that rolling raid. He ultimate shells him and goes in, and he says, "You're going to go at me? Come at me, bro."
Yep, and important now, Joshi taking away the Azure Golem, reducing that mana regeneration for the side of Carl. At the same time, also denies Tatsuri a potential to be even stronger.
That might just control the tempo back for Blacklist, right? Because right now that they've got the Azure Golem, that's going to put Ogre in a very difficult position.
And Miggy, he knows about the existence of Chaz and Dragon. Chaz gonna check them out.
I mean, look at the fact that Joshi actually had the level advantage. He's 13-12, has a gold advantage as well. That was a great team fight, really giving themselves a chance. They've bounced back as this lead has dwindled.
Okay.
Only 2,000 gold right now. It is actually it was actually a very good. Just trying to get away from that.
And this is what you want from Boom, right? It doesn't matter whether you lose a couple of buffs. You can steal it away on the opposite.
Is staying alive, and this is why KDA is important.
Okay, KDA is important for this particular moment, but I want to point something out. Look, Carl doesn't exactly have too much magical defense, so Dragon could actually catch him out.
They're looking to go. The winning strategy on the champ. He eats the Hadouken. Miggy finds Golden Kite and shuts him down under the tower. He trades his life away. Impressive and Miggy both down for the count, and now they want to go for Carl, who's still up in front with 4 members, and with that damage, it looks like they're going to back off. It's a 2-for-1 in favor, but Joshi wants something.
Boom Esports get way onto Golden Kite, but they had to pay with Miggy's and Impress's lives. Is that a fair trade, Ken?
I think it's okay, because at the end of the day, this provides room for Toshi to farm, right? Golden Kite being taken down is a very important marker, but at this 10-minute mark, if Joshi can take this away from the side of Boom, it's going to help them a lot. They can actually stop that attempt on the top.
They might have enough time just to rush the Tyrant and just go and try to contest that Overlord as well.
Oh, Chammy won with the solo play. Carl solo. This is very precarious, and he does take the Overlord, but Carl does trade his life away. Dragon finds him out. The infinite fastness on for Toshi. He gets back to safety, but man, Carl trading his life for the Overlord.
It's not a good trade at all for the side of Boom. Yes, they get that Overlord, but at the cost of both Tatsuri and Carl's life, the 2 main damage dealers as well. Now, Toshi does make it out, but Toshi has to go and heal. There's a lot of pressure on the map now from Blacklist.
Look at Joshi. Joshi does not want to do anything with these battles because he is cleaning wave at the bottom, cleaning wave at the top, and right now Blacklist got control of the map.
Yes, Golden Kite, level 13. A great progress into the game 11.5 minutes in, similar to Toshi as well. But right now, it really is dependent. Golden Kite and Toshi, whoever takes a fall first means their team loses the fight.
Oh, Jamie One finding them, and there's a reason why he's a maestro on this Dharma, going in, setting up the initiation. He had that solo kill against Tatsuri. He almost gets another, but impressive with it on Sorrow, stays alive.
Okay, so both teams, they're still pretty much healthy, but take a look at the replay here. They did get that Tyrant buff, so they wanted to stop that attempt. Unfortunately, there was no one to stop that and take that last hit. Look at, I think it was 13 health points on that, or 24 health points. Nobody got a last hit. They got the kill though. So, you know what? If they had taken that Overlord, it would have been a horrible situation for Boom.
And look at how, Blacklist International have just bounced back in this game. They actually have the lead. You can feel the momentum. Yes, the Vanguards will be pushing in the outside lanes, but this is a great opportunity. Chaz looking to go. He hardlinks back. He's going to eat a winning strategy, but for his troubles. But here's the Destined Encounter slowing things back. Boom Esports looking to go on the defensive at this point. They are looking to retreat. Blacklist International slowly and creeping. No, they're going to back off.
Okay, so if you're a new player, if you want to play the hero that Chaz is playing, look at what he's going for. He's actually latching onto Tatsuri. Like I said, if you're latched on, you can't use your skills, you can't escape. And this provides the opportunity for Golden Kite and Joshi to get the burst damage in. So if you're looking to play the idea, this is the way.
Oh, the winning strategy right on to Chammy. Oh, he's looking to go. He goes to the truth, setting it up for 2. Infinite fastness. Toshi will stay alive, but he's going to stick around. Carl is a little on the lower end, needs to be careful. They're looking to turn. Dragon has to go back defensive, and Toshi is down for the count. Tatsuri on the run, but Carl is traded away. 2 members down. Blacklist International are fighting. They find impressive with that lockdown from Chaz. They have a 3rd kill.
Beautiful play. This is teamwork at its best. And now with Tatsuri and Migi, sure they have a bit of damage, but they don't exactly have a lot of life.
It is a 3-0 trade, and right now Blacklist is going to go for the high ground. They want to take a little bit more than that, and it might be the Crystal.
I mean, this is it. The creeps are slowly creeping their way in. They actually find it. They get the jump on the Migi, and they take him out, and they get a team ace. And Blacklist International says, "We're here, baby. We will take game 1."
Yeah, Carl, he will try, but there is no more time. Game number 1 goes to Blacklist International. What a way to start this game.
This was an amazing performance of how to throw punches, how to put your fist up and just go and battle it out. Boom Esports had that
the big one.
Esports throwing everything in a kitchen sink at them, having that lead, and they're truly testing them. They're like, "Are you ready for me?" And Blacklist
Are made of stuff of resilience. You need to have grit, right? They had the absolute worst. Gave a full ace to the Boom. They lost a T1, and it was trailing by others.
The fact that they had a and like did not one. In this, we have ways to get back in. We know how they play. And it starts, I mean, this is that moment where they went all in for
Golden Kite team game. One person can fall, 2 people can fall, but if you are able to cover each other's gaps, you make a big fortress that is unbreakable in Honor of Kings.
I mean, this is pretty much the end, right? This moment. I mean, yeah, they found it, but once Toshi went down, I mean, this is why that infinite fast is you can't really be aggressive. I hate when I see that because you're always in a bad spot and you're like a sitting duck.
So 4 different things. Chess, number 1, great lockdown. Number 2, we have Chammy 1, slams people against the wall. They get that opening. Golden Kite busy shooting people. But that last engagement where Dragon caught 3 people with his knockup, that was what really changed that fight. So when you're playing Lady Chen, don't be afraid to get close because you have ways to escape, but always get the knockup as a Lady Chen. It helps the team out so much.
I mean, it just sets it up, right? The rest of your damage dealers can kind of go in. And that's just why, like, the items and that net worth was really not a problem because all you need to do is stay alive, get your stuns off.
Yeah, it really came down to Golden Kite or Toshi survival.
No, I agree with you in terms of that. I feel like both teams came in and they just wanted to fight. There was not that much of the management of the wave. There was not that main management of resources. Clearly, the whole strat for Blacklist was just thrown to the garbage can in the first 3 minutes of the game. They did not have already the early advantage, and they had to go back and try to find their way. And the way that they found was just to throw punches.
Yeah, I mean, when in doubt, I think that was the biggest thing, is they actually took fights, but they had a numbers advantage. Their target prioritization was very good. Like, they knew Toshi had to have died, and make him use his dragon so that we have a numbers advantage even in that moment.
And I love Chaz's performance in this game because he had a target onto Tatsuri, right?
Yeah.
This called me, hi, I'm going to lock you here. I love you so much, buddy. And then with the overflowing love from the side of Blacklist International, it was too much for Boom Esports.
I think that Boom sometimes just kind of just overstepped. They jumped in trying to find Golden Kite, and it was going to be like amazing just to get that kill. But then after that, they've just paid with 2 kills for the side. Ogren started just kind of like falling as well. It did not feel like they had a very good strategy on how to jump in.
I mean, the biggest thing was that the fact that they had that Ogren, I mean, it was just a matter of time. There's no reason to take any sort of bad team fight, and it seemed like the team was more bloodthirsty than anything. They were willing to go all in on these 5-on-5 fights, which was not great. It was like, I have a lead, how do I play with it? I slowly choke them out, I get slowly bigger and stronger so that you can't even fight into me.
No, talking to your point, Holler, I like the way that they tried to go in and finish the game early. But the problem is that you need to finish the game early or else you're going to allow your opponents just to turn things around.
I disagree, because the reason being is that Boom Esports, they have a late game lineup.
Yeah.
There is no pressure on them to end. Blacklist International will have to get back in. They have to win those team fights, and that's the reason they were able to bounce back, because they were able to get some kills. They basically goaded them into fights. Boom had no reason to do that when you have a late game hero that can just dominate the game later.
And they have multiple late game heroes, right? They have the they have Toshi, they have Carl as well. Like, these 3 heroes benefit off of late game fights, but they didn't play to their strengths. I think that was the difference here, right? Look, we all love bloodbaths. We love people fighting in the middle of the gorge. But sometimes, you know, you have to take one step back and say, what is our winning strategy here? What is our winning condition? And we need to fulfill that.
And I think that their winning condition at the beginning of the game was, okay, let's push for the late game because we can survive for the late game. The problem is just when you're lured down, it's just saying, just like, okay, the other team dropped the ball early in the game. Do we want to just finish it right now? Or do we want to push to the late game, knowing that that was our first strat? I don't know about that.
Okay, I want to point this out because I think this was a major mistake on the side of Boom Esports. Look,
Go ahead.
The Magic defense coming in from the side of Carl, he had absolutely zero, okay, not really zero because he does have the boots of resistance, but it was not enough. And when Dragon is consistently able to land those skill shots on you, Carl is not as survivable as he needs to be. He's the front liner for... And when there's no tank, they don't survive.
And then when was Boom Esports like able to kind of slow siege, using Carl as that frontliner, that you know, that magnet, that bullet magnet with all that magic damage? I mean, yes, he wasn't built that way, but they were, if they were able to kind of use the Ogren playstyle of just up front, everybody in the back, and let him kind of shield everyone, I think they would have had a much better chance. It seemed like everything was all over the place, and Carl was just like, I'll just attack it, whoever, right?
Exactly.
I
like
agree with that.
Too much damage.
It just felt like in some moment they were just fighting for the sake of fighting.
Exactly. Yeah.
Just kind of like, things are going our way, let's just go to it.
Exactly.
And you cannot just jump in. Carl jumps in multiple times and he's able to get the 1 kill, but then there's no follow to actually finish everything. It worked once when they got that ace over there in the farm lane. It worked once, it did not work the second time.
But this one brings us back into knowing your opponents, right? And I think both PKL teams know that they love to fight. So Blacklist kind of like, okay, since you love to fight, let's fight. And I think using that strategy, that's how they kind of edge over Boom Esports' draft. And of course, the team fight, the way that the fight was structured, Blacklist, I think just a little bit more synchronized compared to Boom Esports for this game number 1.
Blacklist took the victory right over here, and Chami is going to take the MVP. The MVP is going to be for Chami, for Blacklist on that Dharma, for the initiation, for being able to zone out the opponents and to be able to start the fights that turn things around.
I love it because it's always Chami with the jammy. He comes in from the sidelines, slams you against the wall. And you know what? I really love his performance on Dharma. This is one of the signature heroes that Chami 1 has always played. So if you want to learn how to play Dharma, Chami 1, one of the strongest players in the region, you need to watch this guy.
Yeah, always. And it's hard to kind of like draw a beat on him and to find him. Chami 1 is very, he's like a cockroach always in the dark alleys, you know what I mean? And he jumps out of the bushes and then he surprises you and takes you out. I mean, he did it multiple times to Tatsuri, found everybody, multi-man truths. Oh, Chami 1, so good.
The specialty about his Dharma is, look, as a Dharma, it's actually easy to flank people, but it's the amount of people that you catch. And if you take a look at what Chami 1 does, he catches more than 3 people with every truth mantra. And in a team fight, that's a big marker because suddenly it becomes a 2v5. How do you win a 2v5?
And the amount of damage that the Dharma can deal right now in this meta is something to have in mind.
Yeah, I mean, it's just all about that setup, that control, everything that you want from a Clash laner, and it kind of dictates the pace. I mean, he stayed alive, and it's one of those things where even if we're taking a team fight, you're like, wait, where's Chami? Why are we going in? What is going on? Why are we grouping up? There's got to be a lot of questions, and they didn't really answer those, and they got caught out.
And that communication that you're mentioning, right? Like someone needs to go out and try to find the vision. Where is Chami? If you don't kind of like
right now, they need to find out where Chami 1 is at all moments.
Yeah.
Not only in the game, but also on stage to find him out because he could be anywhere, right? I think that's the biggest thing. I mean, but Boom Esports, to your point, Ken, earlier about the fact that these teams are so They want Jamie 1, but Furball, does he actually have it? No, he's gonna give up on it.
He actually gets a life
all the way to home.
and this is what we mean. They might get punished.
Yeah, they might get punished. The rotation dragging a little bit low, but Joshi with that Conductor of Souls finding it. The Umbrella Outburst pushing him back. Miggy's in a bad spot. Continuing on, the Seer State will execute.
And this is so bad for the side of Boo. If you know now, he still was taken down by the passive of Joshi.
Oh, the fact that Joshi has just made him pay, stolen the buff away. No man's land and pay. This is a slight disadvantage for them, but Blacklist International still on top.
They don't seem to have learned from that first game. They're making the exact same mistakes this second.
And Blacklist, I think they've proven themselves to be worthy of this lead that they have.
I mean, look, it's a great opportunity for Blacklist International there, and Boom Esports need to do things that are a little unconventional to kind of claw their way back in this one.
Oh, Chammy, baiting skills out from the side of Boom Esports. A beautiful movement here.
I just love the way that he can just go around and try to keep that boat alive for so long time. Just trying to see if there's a way how to use that and not actually just waste it.
Okay, so playing to their strengths, Carl gonna use the Wild Growth. This is why they want to take the T1, right? He's able to take the T1 because the critters actually help to tank the tower.
Oh, they're going in the Ruined Engine with the umbrella. The fight was perfect. They find him, and Miggy's down, and it's a double go the way of Joshi. And they want potentially more. Joshi's being very aggressive, wants to continue on. Impressive, and Carl in bad spot. And Dragon looking for the side. Joshi goes over the wall. They have 3 different members here. How are Boom Esports gonna survive? Carl is gonna be there, but Dragon gets killed. He gets picked up by Toshi, but Carl dies as well. Impressive, no chance. He will be killed as well, and it's a team ace going the way of Blacklist International.
A 5-1 trade for Blacklist. Ladies and gentlemen, this is coming to an end because Blacklist is not to let this go.
Yeah, Faye return, and this is what we talked about, right? No enter push that have not given away. Has just shown you the good fights, not the bad ones.
5,000 gold advantage right now as we move into the 10-minute mark. Look at that replay.
Yep, Chaz, this one I have to commend him. Chaz has this habit of actually running to the back lines to try and push people back into his ultimate, and this time he was not called out, not scouted. We talked about, hey, where is Chammy? Where is Chaz?
I mean, look, he's on the back end, and he gets the perfect umbrella outburst and just sets it up for the rest of Blacklist International to just, like, feast on Blacklist International with a sizable 6 lead.
The Rome players here playing Zhang Fei. Zhang Fei operates as both a support. He is someone who shields you, but he can turn into a beast. That's why his outfit.
I'm gonna joke about, you know, the 2 sides of the story, protection and then a beast on the other end. But
I
let's
think
not
that
go
we're
there.
just gonna let that one go.
Yeah, we're gonna pretend like I didn't say that. But okay.
Vision restricted on the side of and this is the power spike. This is what we're talking about for Golden Kai, right? The amount of shots, the machine gun coming in. Is going to suffer, but they still have a lining because Tatsuri should be able to protect them with the wave clear.
It is gonna
that they want to go, but they turn their attention on the bottom lane. They're going to look to just play this in the late game.
This is all going to be a long run unless they can get this T3 as well.
I mean, but ults are on cooldown. I mean, Chaz doesn't have the Umbrella outburst. They're looking at a potential. No, they have the minion wave, and that was fine. Chaz, they do it on the Aerostorm, but the Joshi, he's fighting 1 versus 5. The Conductor of Souls is really not a lot of damage. It looks like Joshi getting Boomy's first looking at the game. And bounce back and take game 2.
Comeback, what a comeback. I mean, look, this is why in Honor of Kings, you do not give up. My goodness, Boom Esports, what an explosive comeback.
We knew this was gonna be a good match. Thought it was gonna be a short one. At this point, they say not yet, baby, not.
Your signature is voided. Let's take a look at the entire game. I mean, once again, this time was the reverse, right? Blacklist, they actually had a decent, no, a bad start, right? Boom Esports manages to get that advantage at the early game. But then Black kind of punished it.
What makes Honor of Kings such a lovely game to play.
All right, it looks like the coaches need to tell their teams, but like, hey, actually, we just lose the early game. Then we'll win the game.
We lose next though.
Was there ever a doubt that this game was going to go to a third game? I mean, every single time. The upper bracket finals, it went to 3-2. The grand finals went.
I want to make sure that you're at the back of your entire
right, Jamie was like, oh, gotta make a play. Gotta make a play. Gotta go in. He gets caught. The player, this is specifically to you.
Wait, we won. Okay, I'll be honest here. I did not have a good KDA, but we won.
That is true. But thanks to Saji.
Thank you very much for carrying us. Thank you very much, Sandy. Let's analyze a little bit of the numbers of the game because it was such an enjoyable game. I loved watching this. I'm telling you, I thought that Chami was the one that was really doing really well. But at the end, it was Miggy, the one that stood up and turned everything around with his own personal mechanics.
Actually, my MVP with this one is Dolia. The fact that he was MVP in the game, but he's 0-1-9, still made an impact with the Celestial Melodies, made it very difficult. The perfect cycling of that spell to ensure who had that right ult.
In a rare turn of events, I actually agree with you. I have to say Impressive was doing very good. Because one of the things that Impressive was very focused on was actually refreshing the ultimate of Kao, the God mobilization. So that's the skill where you throw full ball down onto everyone else, and that gives you as an Agudo the ability to attack even faster, right? You have lightning charges, and you now have mini stuns with your basic attacks. So that was what really changed the fight, with the help of Miggy going onto the backlines, getting the stuns, and pulling attention away.
Look at that, the gold was never ever in the whole game for Boom Esports, but at the end of the day, they just were able to take the victory. What an amazing performance by Boom Esports, showing us that when the macro is not working, work on your mechanics. The mechanics can really just stand up and just deal that. And mechanics were shown, but our MVP by this game is Carl. Carl is going to be the MVP for our first game, well, for our second game or our first match of the day.
Redemption for Carl. We were waiting for his A-star performance, and this time he really showed up, right? So using the Wild Growth, the one where he summons critters on the floor, he manages to pick out spots which from Blacklist International. And when you make bad decisions in front of Carl, Carl has a lot of experience. He just took the wins one by one until the crystal was the final.
Mistake for Blacklist International.
Yeah.
I mean, it was like whiffing, like you're trying to hit a standstill target. Like you had that opportunity to close it out, but they were missing everything. And then it was a situation where you're like, hey, why don't we just back off one more time?
I'm telling you, this is going to be one of those games that we want to go back home and analyze. We want to watch the replays and find what was that moment that turned things around. We're going to do that while all of you have a little break, and we'll be back right now.
Come on, let's go.
Rush mid now. Come on. Jungle combust. Rotate right to low HP. Victory!
Ladies and gentlemen, I am to be here. I am eyes my face. I am just ready to go. Game 1, Game 2, amazing stuff. What is gonna Game 3 bring to us?
I think more of the same, right? Comeback potential, never say die attitude. Everything is at stake in this final game. One of these teams is going to go home.
Yes. But you never give up, right? Up until the last moment, until the crystal is broken, you think of a way to win the game. And at this point, win the series.
I know that at home are just looking at our game. You're watching live. We appreciate so much. I was checking in the chat and people are asking, what are they talking about? Micro, macro, what are all these things? But we talk a little bit about those two terms that we talk about every single cast.
All right. So I'm going to start this. This is why in my range play. This is a way that you can actually exert pressure or relieve pressure away from your team and put pressure onto the opponents as well.
Let me talk about the other side, which is going to be the micro side, right? If we're looking at this one, I mean, I think the final assault from Blacklist International, when they're trying to hit those skills and missing them, right? You're not so great, right?
Okay.
If you're able to hit everything, you're able to combo well with one another, and you're able to make those, again, micro plays, then you're going to kind of just compound on that and really take advantage of those skills.
When we're talking about micro, we're talking about just what you do with your fingers, your dexterity, your ability to land those skills. That's the micro. And when we talk about macro, about the composition, we're talking about the map, the vision, the resources, the strategy to win the game.
Yeah,
Right?
and if we're looking at this, I mean, let's look at this more of like a teacher perspective. If you're thinking micro, you're thinking skinnier, which would probably be Kin, and then you're talking a little bit heavier in the midsection, right? That's probably an easy way to do it.
Yeah. So I think we can explore certain things. Example, I think one of the questions was on Byron, right?
Yeah.
And this is where, look, micro means the little things that can change moments for you as well, right? So example, learning about Byron's passive. When his bar is full, that red little line underneath his name, when it's full, you actually get to regenerate health or shield. And this is where you make certain decisions based on your understanding of the skill set. So there was one moment, I think if you take a look at the replay, where they were actually chasing the Byron at the bottom side of the map.
Shouldn't do that.
That's one. But he actually used his first skill to swing his, what's that called, a mace? Yeah, swing his mace at the critters on the side of Agudo. So that actually allowed him to lifesteal a little bit, so he didn't get killed off by that final hit that Agudo was trying to land on him, which was from Kao. So these are the micro plays, learning about how to use your advantages, your skill set to either win or not lose big moments.
All right, so we go back to the game. We have Blacklist just pushing in, and then we had Byron just trying to defend. In that moment, since there's so many enemies around him, does that benefit him?
Of course, right? And this is also where his ultimate, also known as the false field suppression, it actually gains extra shields when there's more people around. So he is the tank that is unexpectedly tanky, because most people see his lifeline as like something that's really small, and suddenly the shield values come up and you can't kill him anymore.
So for one, you might be counterintuitive. You want to be surrounded by enemies. The more enemies that you have surrounding you, the more shield that you're going to be able to recover.
Exactly. And right now, Blacklist International, they are also taking a look at trying to play that maximum mileage, right? So the Long picked up. We all have seen this over the past 2 days and today on the third day. That big burst mechanic coming in. This is where your distancing needs to be really clean. Understanding where is that limit of distance so you can get that final shot and get the burst without actually being touched by opponents.
Yeah, I mean, a really smart pickup here. I mean, Blacklist International looking to prioritize this as much as possible. Golden Kite, an absolute beast on it. 10-1 in the PKL. He's an absolute maestro, just being able to stay alive. They wanted to prioritize this, especially first.
Okay, so Blacklist International, to complement that pick, they also have the Liang and Princess Frost combination. This is one of the most controlling duos you will see in this game. But Boom Esports, they return fate with some control of their own as well. If you remember, we did see the Mozi come out and the Dharma come out yesterday. Plenty of stuns available.
That Liang, since day 1 and day 2, already has 75% win rate. It means 3 times that he's been over there in the Gorge.
That's a big win percentage. But right now, Boom Esports, they actually have the gun and mo, which is one of the hard counters against both Liang and Princess Frost, because they are people that will tend to stay stationary for a little bit. And Gun and Mo is a hero that is able to shoot blades out, and the amount of burst damage that Gun and Mo offers is one that can kill you. I'm not talking about damaging you out of the game.
I mean, I like that pick because of the fact that like the Liang is just gonna be like this static guy when he gets that control. He's a very easy target. Those Reforged blades will just literally insta-give him like you're talking about.
Yep.
I think it's a great hero pick, and plus it matches up well against Princess Frost in that laning phase as well.
Exactly. The wave clear is pretty strong by Gun and Mo as well. But of course, if you're on Boom Esports side, you would very much prefer that the blades land onto the heroes international.
Yes, of course. Like we need to just be accurate, and the accuracy coming from Gan and Mo needs to follow the accuracy coming from Moatsu, and the accuracy that Ho-E can bring to the table as well.
Yeah, this is a setup composition. For those of you that are new to Boom Esports, a setup composition means you actually create situations which allow your teammates to be at their best form. So, Ho-E, his ultimate, the Burning Sun arrow, it's a global ultimate. It allows you to stun people from afar. The longer that arrow travels, the longer stun duration.
It's going to be so interesting to watch. Just Ho-E makes it to level 4. Visually in the lane is just all over the map just to see how he can initiate any kind of fight.
Yes, and with that, Ho-E is also one of the heroes that actually is able to melt down tanks pretty fast. In professional settings, right, if you build the right itemization, you can do damage, lightning damage, magic damage, and you have your physical damage as well. So he is a well-rounded, he just doesn't have mobility.
I love Ho-E because of that, right? Depending on the itemization, you can build a lot of different strategies. But that means you need money. That means that you need to have a good bodyguard that can help you stay alive.
Yeah, he's an expensive pick for sure on the side of Boom Esports. And you know what? The cost of Blacklist International's draft, not too expensive. As a Liang and a Princess Frost, you don't really need that much gold because your strength of these two heroes come in the form of your skills, the micro plays, right? The stuns, the lockdowns. That is what Blacklist International are hoping to achieve so that they can get the burst damage of Golden Kite down onto the members of Boom Esports.
You're going to look at this and you're not going to say anything about Carl's Lam? Last pick, everything on the line, and he's going with the Lam. I love this last pick.
Oh, this is going to be a good match, man. I'm looking forward for this. This is going to be Blacklist on the blue, and it's going to be Boom Esports on the red. What is it going to be, ladies and gentlemen? Which of these two teams is going to go back home? After this match, we will have an answer.
I mean, impressive. It's actually going to flash forward, does a lot of damage on the Dragon, and he's continuing to just run it down, limp away.
Yes, and Jeshi wanted to go for the potential steal, right? Actually checking vision onto the Boom Esports jungle camp, and that kind of delayed his first take, actually.
Yeah, Miggy here just in a bit of a duel with Chamey1. Look, we know the strength of Chamey1's Dharma, but Miggy's Dharma bringing it to the table, I think that he is also very good on this hero.
Oh, for sure. And it really is, can you find out the position of the Clash laners? And to make matters more difficult, look, Boom Esports, let's finally talk about Carl, right? This Lam so good. It's because he actually has frames as well. In vulnerability frames, when he's dashing in between people, you can't actually damage him.
I mean, but he needs time to obviously get online, like most junglers do, right? But I think that if going into this one, there's going to be a lot of juicy targets. If we're talking about, you know, Dragon, Golden Kite to a certain degree, yes, he has that Dragon, but Chaz is probably one of those targets that you want to just lock down. He needs to be careful, though, that he doesn't get controlled.
So let me present you a situation. Blacklist, you might feel very good with the Liang pick, right? Because you're able to get a suppression down onto any one of the members. But ideally, you want it on the Carl. And who's the backup for the side of Boom Esports? It is Miggy on the Dharma, which means, look, you can suppress one, you can't suppress all. And I think Miggy's going to have a fantastic game here if they don't play their positions right on the side of Blacklist International.
I mean, it's one of those things where even if Lam were to get locked down, you're talking about Dharma, Miggy, but you also have the Ho-E and the Motsa. You have stuns to kind of stop that, right? So that's you have ways to kind of deal with this potential combination.
So it's kind of like, look, you have a lot of pocket money. Please watch and we start to push up, right? Situation where you want the Liang to catch someone on your team, but you instantly cancel it with the stun that comes out from the Mo. So it could be an insta-kill coming out from the Garden Mo.
I mean, the biggest thing about that, though, is that, yes, you might be baiting it out, but you got to bring friends, right? If you're all by yourself, you're going to get, it's going to be more than anything. We walk in this dark alleyway, we're going hand in hand, and we're going together.
Exactly. So Boom Esports, I think, like you said, they have to group up together. There should not be a singular target that's walking around alone. I mean, except for Miggy. Miggy is probably going to try and go for the flank. So he is the #1 prio to not be caught by the Liang. You do not want to be in the dark alley with him one-on-one.
If you had to pick one, it's like, this is the guy that needs to carry the team, who are you putting the onus on?
Which team?
No, any team. You tell me. You have the world is your oyster. Go.
The world is my oyster, and my oyster is Carl. I think Lam is the carry for the side of Boom East. Look, if he makes those very spectacular plays, actually gets into the backline on the side of Blacklist International, they will falter again, they will make mistakes again because Lam is so hard to catch. And with his ultimate, that death from below where he turns into a shark, he is CC immune.
Yeah, I mean, the potential for that. I mean, the damage. But, you know, it's looking at the other side. If we're looking at Blacklist International, I'm just kind of like, man, obviously, if I can get that pick off, I would have a great time. But they just want a death ball. You're not going to find somebody that kind of...
That's true, but at the same time, this is situations where you can beat out fights, right? Both teams love to fight. And I think because Boom Esports stand that, hey, we are two teams that love to fight, let's survive that first engagement, save a couple of our skills.
Yeah, initiation, how the fight goes about is going to be super key for both of these squads. It's basically like who blinks first, right? Because I think that the slow siege from Blacklist International, we see how Justy wants to play this Agudo. It's going to be slow and steady. They're not going to want to push things. They're going to just go, you know, again, just slow sieging things.
Exactly. And you know what's the main difference in this particular game for this series? Even if you take out Toshi on the side of Boom Esports, you take out the whole East, so what? They have a lot of control and damage coming out from the rest of the members. So Toshi is less of an important objective on the side of Boom Esports. In fact, he is just an addition, right? He's a plus sign. If he gets the damage off, that's a perk. But even if he dies, it's still a pretty decent fight coming out from Boom Esports.
Yeah, yeah. And I mean, the damage potential, I mean, even if we're looking at the other end, like Blacklist International, Golden Kite on this Loong, obviously I love him on the Loong. I think it's definitely his signature hero. He's amazing on it. He's very flashy. But if he were to ever go down, because they have a plethora of stuns on the Boom Esports sides, and then the Lam gets the jump without your ult on, they might be in a world of hurt.
My main concern actually isn't Golden Kite. My main concern is Joshi.
Okay.
Look, Joshi playing the Agudo, he is the tank for the team. And if he falls, the whole backline is exposed. There's nobody else that's going to be able to get you out of jail per se, right? And even though, yes, Chami won, he does have the Byron, the whole team can actually just bypass Chami and just go for the backlines.
Yeah, potentially going for the backlines, but it looks like we're underway. We're still in less than 2 minutes at this stage. But again, Joshi will continue to just keep his farm on. But Boom Esports being aggressive.
Yeah, aggression is definitely important. It's more the fact that get some information, right? So we know what we're working with. And information is very important for Boom Esports because they have very long-reaching arms. Tatsuri actually can snipe you down without even being close.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, that's the biggest thing. His kiting, but the Burning Sun arrow connecting the Reforged Blades, and that's first blood just like that.
Exactly what we were talking about. This is what needs to happen if Boom Esports wants to win the game. They need the control chains to be on point.
Yes, and right away they see the next objective to steal here. Kao, a brilliant job, takes away the Crimson Golem.
Just a smart play. I mean, turning that one kill into just, you know, the steal, yes, and he walks away because cool guys don't look at explosions, right? And Carl will take that on his way out. But this is the big thing. The biggest question mark is how much space is Carl going to have? Going aggressive like that, key.
They actually committed a flash from Chaz and they didn't have any And this is something that you need to take note of, right? So once he
Oh, Miggy taking a lot of damage. He's going to use the truth, but Jamie won right back in the
but here comes the aggression, and this is where I think Carl, look, level 7, the important thing is that he's far ahead of Dragon, Golden Kite, and Chen. So these are 3 free targets
being, you know, he was invading, he was taking control. That's the first one. The Flaming Palm on top, and Carl, no way to get out of that.
There's no way to solve that.
Finding Dragon,
but And when that happens, you need someone to back you up, and nobody on the side of Boom backed them up.
Yeah, nobody was there. I mean, but nobody wants to dive under the tower. Plus, if you're looking at the Blacklist International time, you have the wild growth, you have the winner is here, you have these giant zones that makes it very difficult. Plus, you have, what, Chaz's, the barriers? It makes it very difficult to kind of siege into this.
Yes, and right now, Blacklist International, they're in a very good spot. With the Tyrant buff, they can actually also deny Boom from taking the Overlord. This is a very important marker. Why macro gameplay is so important, right? Taking neutral objectives, taking turrets, you have to use them to your advantage, and Blacklist is doing a perfect job of it right now.
Look it, and the slow sieges, John, Justy with that wild growth. This is going to be very tough for Boom Esports to defend. It looks like it's going to be for free, but this is why Agudo is as strong as he is.
And this is one of the rare weaknesses, but look, they have a very nice setup team, but when you are forced into melee range, then Boom Esports does not do well.
Yeah, Doom does not do well at all. All of the T2s have been down. Boom Esports, though, not unfamiliar territory on being on the losing side at this stage, and they will have that never say die attitude as they bounce back in game 2. But man, you don't want to be in these situations on game in and game out.
Nobody wants to be. Right now, once again, I'm just looking at Boom. Esports, can you just get the setup? Maybe a KWC 2025, now 1,000 at this point.
Yeah. Okay, look, Blacklist International need to fix the mistake. Again, they can't be throwing on arrow, connecting onto Justy. Chammy one is to help his brother back off. If they need to go for this one, it looks like they're going to slowly go the Gorge with mobilization right on top, connecting onto 2, but it doesn't look like they're going to get that bottom T3.
Not for now, right? And look, Tatsuri's damage, I think it has been quite a bit. Joshi has gotten his magic defense up.
So he trades his life away, but not a great trade at all.
Yeah. Because Toshi fell as well. Who's able
No, that's not going to connect onto anything, but they find impressive. The Storm Strike right on with the control of the Flaming Palm, slicing him down. Miggy's now half-life. He dashes over the wall. The chase is on. Jamie one looking to go for that all-in play. Carl is here. Those reforged plays, not enough. Miggy gets picked off. It looks like Justy just barely staying on. Carl with the double.
big saves from the team and Blacklist. This is more like the Blacklist we were expecting. Cover the gaps, cover all that weakness that you have shown, and they are now leading 12-6. A 4,000 goal lead, Crystal wide open.
I mean, the golden kite had already been picked up. Tatsuri finds it with the reforged blade, but Justice is like, actually, let's just try to end with the response. I think it's going to be the end of it.
Yep, 5 seconds. That was so close. Boom. I think they have their hearts in their mouth at this point. But it's open for the taking. Shadow Tyrant, Shadow Overlord.
Yeah. This is going to be that moment. Joshi backing off. He has the smite. It looks like he's going to just kind of slow the game down. Doesn't need to do anything. We don't need to force it out. All teams are going to be back up in full strength. But here's the Burning Sun arrow. They find Jamie 1 with
nobody is there to stop Chad. Without
doing a great job. Point for the rest of the team to get those kills.
Okay, so they secure that Shadow Tyrant, and at this point, this means the window for Boom to take that Shadow Overlord is closed. Shadow Overlord is the purple objective on the map, and now Boom, this is a tight situation to be in.
Boom Esports. I mean, look, game after game, just it's in this ad.
Hopefully so for Boom Esports fans. This one is a tight one. And look, we actually went for the...
On that one, though. Should he have gone for the tank?
I think it's a risk. Look, there's many ways to play this game. We reward creativity, but it needs you to be in a perfect position.
Yeah, I think they need a little bit more damage to deal with some of the tanking front. The minions are with back onto Chaz.
Yep, that's a big save. So once again, they buy a lot more time, and they have survived. But Boom this is still very shaky. Shadow Overlord.
They're going to look to force this one. I mean, at the end of the day, you got to do something slightly risky. Yes, he sees Justy. Carlin's going to be there. It's just all the bars that he finds. Dragon, he gets the pick off. And now Blacklist International have to run. There's no way they take this Overlord. They have only 2 members left. This is another window of opportunity for Boom Esports.
We have seen this time and time and again. One game, game 1, game 2, Boom have survived. They have come back. Blacklist have done the same. But Boom, Tatsuri is carrying this game. Those plays are making the difference in this game.
I mean, Tatsuri's been on point, but also I think we're getting to the point where critical mass of Carl, he's able to find those people and find Dragon and blow him up.
Yes, exactly. And they have an answer for Chaz, right? So at this point, I feel like if the combination of Carl, Tatsuri, and Migi are well done, Blacklist, they might be shocked with their performance.
I mean, look, momentum, net worth, all of these things are kind of in favor of Boom Esports. Blacklist International, though, they do have their mid T2s, or sorry, all of the T2s at this stage. They still have a chance. They need to stem the bleeding, but this assault, this death ball is so difficult to deal with from Boom.
Everything falls on to Impressive and Tatsuri. If they get the stun, Tatsuri gets his blaze, they can instantly wipe out almost any single member on the sort of Blacklist.
I mean, Dragon and Golden Kite, Chaz, these 3 guys are very squishy, all of those. At a single moment, if Tatsuri finds you out with those reforged blades, you're going to have a bad time. You're going to be 6 feet under.
Okay, so yes, that's a strength, but also weakness. If they take out Tatsuri, it might be a horrible situation for the side of Boom Esports. Here comes that Shadow Overlord flying down on the top side. What can he do, Boom Esports?
Yeah, but Tatsuri is positioning. Oh, Arrow not going to connect on this one. Carl looking to go for this one. They find Chammy, not able to get the pullback. They have the barrier on this. They get the top T2, and look at Chammy 1 continuing on. He's going to go with that force field suppression, just trying to stay alive. Dragon's on the side, the Thicket's on the box, the infinite fastness, and it looks like Golden Kite gets on out of this one, but they're continuing to fight. No, the retreat call has been made. Carl getting a little bit low, needs to be careful. Goes in for the pushback, and not enough to kill Chammy 1. He stays alive. That was an epic battle a la Marvel movie. Everybody fighting, nobody dying.
Exactly, and they're playing to their strength, right? They want to push it to the absolute limit, and this is a clean gameplay from both sides. But macro-wise, the map is naturally in advantage to Blacklist because they have taken 2 tier 3s in the mid and the bottom.
What could be better at this stage? 2 teams, last game, everything is at stake. Loser goes home. We're into game 3 right now. Tempest Dragon up in about 40 seconds, and the teams are continuing on.
Yep, they're going to try and take that Tyrant buff for themselves on the side of Boom. Can they secure it, or will it be stolen?
It looks like it's going to be taken by Carl. They take this one. Joshy's a little on the lower end. Blacklist International all-out retreat. 25 more seconds for that Tempest Dragon.
And 80 seconds worth of Tyrant buffs, extra damage, extra movement speed for the side of Boom.
I mean, the base is a little bit open on the Boom Esports side, but they've done such a great job of ensuring that the mid and the bottom lane are being shoved in constantly by Boom. They want to put the pressure on. The super minions are going to be there, so Blacklist International have to defend, but this Tempest Dragon up.
Yep, okay, so Toshi and Carl, both of them have the Sage's Sanctuary. That's the item that allows you to get a second life. And this fight might be determined by the amount of Sage's Sanctuaries you have.
I mean, the Shadow Tyrant buff has been in favor of, it's already been picked up by Boom. Now you have the red buff onto Toshi. They're rotating towards the mid lane right now. They're going to just try to fortify the area, push out the waves first, create a little bit of space so that we can start this Tempest.
Yes, it's more ideal for Boom because they have vision of and control of the pit. They can actually start just poking them down.
Yeah, it's just going to be a little bit of a feint in terms of just assault at this point. Blacklist International will know that, hey, they cannot give this up. Nothing is for free at this stage.
Oh, Chammy, he's getting caught.
He's getting caught out. He dashes over the wall, but ride the wind on the side. It looks like Chammy 1 continuing on. The Sage's Sanctuary, the infinite fastness, and it looks like Golden Kite will get on back. Chammy 1, though, is not as lucky. He's going to be killed, and here's the Sage's Sanctuary on the Golden Kite. Still there. He gets deleted. Tatsuri finds him out, and now Carl on the back line looking to continue on with the cleanup. Dragon just trying to pull them away to slow them down. He tries to flash, but he's been slowed. No chance. Chance is going to be down as well. Dragon just trying to stay alive, but Joshi, this is it, and it looks like Boom Esports. It took them 21 minutes. It took them all the time in the world to come back in this game. They will march it down the mid lane. They take the T3, and it looks like Boom Esports will move on.
They explode in your faces, and all the screaming is worth it. Here we go. Welcome into the next stage of KWC, Honor of Kings.
I mean, Boom Esports, to the MO of the every single game strategy, lose early game, win game. And that's how they play this one out. Being able to dig in deep, finding ways to come back in, and really stuck it to Blacklist International in an amazing series.
They really dug super deep for this one. And this one, signed, sealed, delivered. The ticket is delivered personally from the Boom Esports boys.
I mean, what an amazing series, and just another one into the KWC. How many great series have we seen thus far?
Almost every single series has been perfect from all the teams playing, and of course, unfortunately for Blacklist, this means their journey is spelt to an end here. Early exit for Blacklist International.
Yeah, heartbreaking for them. I mean, there were high expectations, looking to be very strong, but Boom Esports, just with their number, just time after time, it seems like there's a new king in the PKL. I mean, yes, they were already champions, but to see this consistently and to just strike back in the KWC, the group stage of just saying, hey, we are still the kings here.
Exactly. It doesn't matter what position you're in now. It matters what position you want to be in, right? And the strategy coming in from side of Boom Esports, just making the control the absolute nightmare on the side of Blacklist, right? The stuns coming in from Miggy, the stuns coming in from Impressive, and the burst damage coming from Tatsuri was immensely scary coming for the Blacklist International squad.
I mean, you could just kind of feel it, right? Where Boomy Sports are like, actually, once we were able to survive Chaz's control and just kind of turn things around, you were thinking that, hey, we have opportunities. This is that one moment where Carl was kind of like, yeah, he got picked off, and you're thinking, we got this chance to end the game. Look at this base. This is a potential siege, and Boomy Sports with an amazing hold to just extend the game to give themselves a chance, even off of the back of Mickey's truth here.
Exactly. So this was the first question we posed earlier when this game started, right? So who's going to take that first suppression coming up from Chance? And whoever it is, as long as it's not Mickey, he's able to turn the whole thing around. He slams them against the wall. But of course, you know what? Before they even show this, MVP for me this game, Tatsui. I love a good gun and mode, and his gun and mode was so special this game.
I mean, he was constantly tenderizing the enemy, right? And it just made it very difficult for Blacklist International to get anything going. They have 3 squishy guys. Any of those guys get hit by even the normal blades, they're going to have a tough time. And you're seeing just the fire that you see from Boomy Sports, the ecstatic, the yelling. I mean, these guys are jumping for joy because they survived to see yet another day.
Of course, and this is a beautiful day for the side of Boom Esports, and we will have it no other way, right? We want the best out of the best, and for this particular series, Boom Esports have proved that they are the better team.
Well, Boom Esports is going to make it through. We are extremely happy for the boys. Blacklist, sadly for them, this is going to be the end of the road. But it's not going to be the end of the road for them, because I know that they're going to be very happy for Boom Esports. There's one very interesting thing about PKL that I want to talk to you guys about right after we hear from the players. Let's see what Mara has for us for the interview.
Here we are with Carl. Congratulations. That was an intense back and forth. But you know what? What we got from this match is that your team is able to make such a huge comeback. What message does this give to the rest of the teams here in KWC who's aiming to take Boom down?
I think nag-stay lang kami na compose kami yung team namin kahit may nagkakamali, tuloy-tuloy pa rin, move on na sa next, and yun, parang pinusuan lang namin talaga.
Every time they make a mistake, they're well composed, and the main thing out of all of it is that they show their heart in this game, and that was the key. Now, you eliminated your fellow Filipino team. We know that you guys are friends, close friends, rivals, but really close even outside the game. How is it like coming for you guys into this game knowing that you're aiming to take down your friends and your rivals?
Unang-una, syempre, kahit sino yung manalo, panalo tayo. And yun, medyo nakakalungkot kasi nakalaban namin sila sa gantong situation. And yun, nag-gain din namin yung confidence namin, like na-boost kami na kayang-kaya namin talaga. So magagamit siguro namin for the next match.
Carl saying that, first of all, even though they lost, we're still winning because it is still the Filipino team. And this is, of course, they're really sad that they are the ones to eliminate them. But at the end of the day, it boosts their confidence, and they're going to take this confidence for the next match, knowing that they have this winning attitude. Congratulations. You have been so spectacular, and I'm so sure that the other teams are watching out with what you guys are capable of doing. So now we're going to talk about that a little bit more. So we're going to head back to our desk. Lead the Gorge.
I love how great minds think alike. That's exactly what I wanted to talk about. I wanted to talk about one of the interesting things about the PKL. The PKL is a group of people that love the game, and they do not have enemies around. They only have opponents. You see them all the time in the hotels when they're preparing here. They might be wearing different jerseys, they might be representing different clubs, but at the end of the day, they're a big family, and I love that from them. They might have been teammates before, they might be opponents right now, they will be always adversaries, but they will never be enemies.
Yeah, I mean, that's the best part about this Honor of Kings community, right? Everybody's like a family in that sense. Everybody's just so together, right? We're playing really well together. I mean, jokes aside, we have some great games ranked, and we do yell at each other like a family would. We love each other at the end of the day, right?
Yep.
It's like sibling rivalry at times. You know, we like to kind of disturb each other every now and then. But at the end of the day, we all love each other as a whole family, right? We want to support, we want to see their growth, and that's more important, right? As long as we're able to take a step ahead, even if it's a tiny one, it's very important to each and every one of us in Honor of Kings.
Even though right now Blacklist is going to say goodbye, but we know that Boom Esports is going to move forward, not only with the energy of those 5 members, but the energy of the whole PKL.
Yeah, definitely not easy, right? At the end of the day, I think that Boom Esports had to get a lot right to ensure that they didn't just lose the game. But the fact that, you know, they were trying to buy time for Carl to really get online, Tatsuri was just like holding them off with that wave clear, just slowing it down, making things difficult. Miggy with those perfect truths. I mean, just Toshi with that damage and impressive, just kind of stun locking as when required. Boom Esports right now just played like a team.
Yes, exactly. If you take a look at the stats here, this is exactly what you want out of the composition. Tatsuri is the burst, having the highest damage dealt, but also one of the least damage taken, right? And at the same time, Carl, Miggy, and Impressive, they were tanking it up for the entire team, allowing Toshi to really just be at the backline, shooting his arrows, but Tatsuri to finish the job off as well. So this is true team play. One of the highest engagers, Tatsuri was almost every moment, at every place.
Activating warp jump. Destination. Pulse gun charged! Scope calibrated! It's a quantum party! Ignites the stars! Into the nebula! Cosmic shifts! Supernova pulse!
All right. Game 1 is done. Now we move into Game 2. Pause Gaming against Gen G Esports.